Who's ready for the state of the collection? Online watches. So, state of the collection 2022. I always want to do these things in December and I never do them until January. This is only the second one, but I'm setting a precedent already, am I? We're going to start with the main collection, move on to some pieces I'm not 100% sure on whether I'm going to keep, fix, turn into a project, what have you. And then we're going to go into the review queue, which is kind of absurd. But we'll go quickly and we're not going to turn this into some hour-long debacle, you know. So let's dive right in with some beautiful quartz. This one here is the Seiko SUR457. Still one of my favorites. I've had this one for quite a while now. This one actually was on last year's State of the Collection. It is slim, dressy, sporty, quartzy, nice understated dial. Still one of my favorites. Next up, and another one from last year, the AE1200 Casio World Time with the steel bracelet and the not steel case. Another one from last year and one that's never ever going anywhere. The watch I wore on my wedding day. It is the Orient Sun and Moon V3 in blue. Another one from last year, the Dante from Mechanische Venenzien, now known as Vienziennico. I still love that it's got all the levels of hell from Dante's Inferno in there, and that single dome sapphire crystal giving you really, really nice distortion at the angles. Oh yeah. Almost at the end of last year's pieces that made the cut, the Legacy 36 from Sal, Baltimore. I'm going to bring this back around just to kind of, yeah, you got to see that beautiful purple color there. There it is. Oh yeah. And the last survivor from last year's collection is the Citizen Chandler Eco Drive. This was a gift to me from my beautiful wife for Christmas in 2021. Another gift from my wife, one of those wooden watches you see in advertisements on Facebook. It's comfortable enough, but the black on black on black on black makes it basically unreadable. So I want to maybe paint the hands or do some kind of mod work to this so I would wear it more often. A recent review, the RZE Resolute 2022 edition in a very handsome yellow color, all titanium goodness. This is a gift from my brother Steve over at the Watch Corner. This is a 1976 Casiotron. It was the first digital watch with a running seconds complication. This is another from my boy Steve. This is an XO skeleton. It is a mod. I love this bracelet. It is just ridiculously dope. And this was I don't remember who made the mod, but they turned it from a chronograph to a standard three-hander, and I'm really pondering either undertaking the project or finding someone to do so to flip it back to a chronograph. I kind of feel like this thing needs complications, you know? This one holds a very special place in my heart. This is a very nondescript Seiko quartz dress watch. This belonged to my father-in-law who passed away on Thanksgiving of last year. He was a great man and I miss him dearly, and I'm glad I've got something to hang on to from him. Another recent review, the Mido Baroncelli Heritage. The skinniest automatic that I own for sure. Just a very, very beautiful piece. And this one is the Hemel Sea Dart from their Hydrodurance diver line in a, wait for it, look at that blue. Oh yeah. I had it in a salmon color last year, and that's the one I did the review on, and I sold it and I missed it, and so I decided to get another one, but this time in a new color. I'm a sucker for a good skid diver, what can I say? Heading into some older vintage type pieces, this here is a Bulova. Look at the patina on that dial. Oh baby. I think it needs a good cleaning and regulation, but it still runs pretty decent within a couple minutes a day. Accutron, pff, spring drive, whatever. Say hello to the Dynabeat, a Timex electric watch with a mechanical second-hand drive. Super cool. Watching it secondhand is really satisfying, and that blue color is just, like, there it is. There's a little bit of that blue. Look at that. Oh yeah! That Timex, this Bulova, and the next like 5 or 6 or something like that are all ones that I picked up from a viewer named John in Canada. We talk pretty regularly. He's a great guy. We did a little trading. I picked up some pretty swell vintage pieces like this Marine Star quartz and this incredibly nifty Seiko TV case. It is almost certainly like a an eBay India watch, but I love the case. I love the dial. I think it's definitely worth salvaging and getting a fresh movement in there. New strap. Get it cleaned up. It will be absolutely beautiful. Like, for real. Look at that. Look at the potential. It's going to be so dope. We've got another Seiko from Canada John. This is the last of the Seikos I got from Canada John. A very understated dressy piece. Needs a little bit of cleaning, but I can see potential there. One more from John. Further proof that I am an absolute sucker for a TV style case. And this one, the case is in fantastic condition. This is a Stellaris brand, which I had never heard of until I got it. And it's got one of those extreme hair ripping bracelets, but it looks so cool. Second to last one from John. This one is a Citizen President style. The PVD coating is kind of worn off pretty badly on this one. I'm not sure really what the future is of it, but I still like it. And the final piece from viewer John. This one is a Vestal. It is a dual timer. It is a digital analog that can be set independent of each other, as you can see there. It's nice dual time. It is ridiculously wide, but tapers down to something semi-reasonable there. It's weird, it's goofy, I like it. These next three all came from viewer Jim. This is a Sterling original that features, wait for it, an ETA 2892, I believe. I am planning on rehoming that movement into a new case and a new dial, but until then, it's very comfortable and very nice. Also from Jim, an Invicta Reserve. It's a big chunky monkey there, but it has a Sellita SW200 in it. That's right, Invicta can make fine timekeeping pieces as well. Though the true treasure of what I've gotten from Jim is a Vulcain / Paul Bourget watch. It is authentic. It actually is both brands at the same time, and there's a great story that goes with that will be a video all of its own. Now we're getting into the review stuff that I just have not done reviews for yet. This one's going to go pretty quick. First up, we have a Megalith PRX homage. Another from Megalith, a two-tone Datejust style. One of my absolute favorites. This is a Seagull 1963 mechanical chronograph. Once the review is done, I'm pretty sure this one's moving into the permanent collection. Look at that thing, all pretty. From the fine people at Jerome Lamar's, we've got the Chagall, rocking a Sellita Swiss-made movement in there. It fought the SKX and it won because it outlived it. The Citizen ProMaster, ISO certified solar powered diver. This one is the Silent Service from Jeannot. Sapphire bezel, sapphire glass, Sellita powered movement, glide lock clasp, pure class. on the greatest strap ever to exist. Thanks again, Cap. This is the RZE, see the logo down there, Valor Field Watch. Valor, it's like velour, no, the Valor. It is the least expensive titanium field watch you will probably ever find, and it is still just an absolute knockout. Another one that's almost certainly moving to the permanent collection as soon as the review is done is the Vario Versa. I could literally just do this for an entire video, but I think everyone else would get bored. This might be one of the prettiest watches that I have ever had the pleasure of holding. The Comet with the aventurine dial from Zelos. Another thing I could just spend an entire video doing. Pretty. From the weirdos at Zarek, the Apollo 15 moon phase. The second hand is a constellation that spins, as well as having the hour hand, minute hand, and moon phase complication. From the fine folks at Spinnaker comes a model called the Hunley. An absolute stunner with a nice textured dial and loom that will just knock your socks off. You'll see in the review. From Cadison comes a homage to the Nomos Lambda, I believe. A very cool Bauhausy piece. This one is going to get a review mostly because I feel like you're not a reviewer until you have reviewed the Duro. The best budget dive watch on the planet. And while we're talking about absolute must-owns from the Casio company, we have our G-Shock Casio. This one is the solar Bluetooth model. This one is the regular model, but modded with the metal case and bracelet to further make it look like the AP Royal Oak. And since we're talking about the Royal Oak, let's take a look at a nice homage piece from the folks at Pagani Design. A newcomer to the micro brand space, Sovereign has brought us the calendar, day, date, month, 24-hour complication, power reserve. This thing has a lot of information going on, and I love it. It is the X15 from Aeromat. I really dig that matte black bezel there. It really sets off the titanium case rather well. This is the homage to the Rolex Air King from Pagani Design. Love it or hate it, you definitely have an opinion about it. And since we're talking about polarizing designs, there's also the Sprite GMT with the Destro left-hand crown and left-hand date window. What's going to be the topic of the next triple review is these gorgeous little dressers from the Islander Watch Company. High beat movement, slim profile, gorgeous. All of the retro feel with none of the retro unreliability. The Timex Q 1978 Falcon Eye with the hair yoinking bracelet. Here we have the Glycine Combat Sub with a very nice aluminum Pepsi bezel dial. This is the quartz version. I am pondering getting a automatic to go head to head on this one. Haven't decided quite yet. This is the Aachen from Laco, known for their pilot's watches. A very beautiful Type B Flieger design. And since we're talking about the lovely Laco, we could also pay a visit to the ROM Type A style with a full steel bracelet. This adorable little guy is the Brew Metric, a fantastic espresso machine inspired design, micro brand out of New York City. I've got a great little story to tell you about this one when I do the review. I look like a complete fool in this story, so you're going to love it. This is a Seiko reference I forget. I picked it up because the dial is just a silly as you know Seiko does. Like it goes from black to like this gorgeous blue. It's very, very subtle, but it's very, very pretty. And last but not least, a two-tone Invicta Pro Diver. This was a Christmas present from the wife this past Christmas of 2022. I have not sized this one yet, but I am looking forward to it. I'm trying to get over my... I have a stumbling block when it comes to two-tone watches. I kind of inherently want to dislike them. So I'm gonna give this some wrist time and see if I can learn to appreciate the two-tone. We will find out. Whew, that was a lot. So that was the state of the collection. Hit me up in the comments if any of these, particularly the review pieces, you want to see more of. Or even if you just want to see more of any of the other ones. Oh, I forgot the very last one. The one I'm actually wearing. This one is my kind of my grail here. This one is the Omega Speedmaster Racing Chronograph, circa around year 2000. I like it a lot. Alright, so that's been the state of the collection, and I will do another one next year, and hopefully things will be less, because that's still not even all of them. There's a bunch in boxes that I haven't even gotten to yet. Alright, so take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Until next time, this is your old man from the Old Lion State, signing off.